Welcome to What's Bothering Rashi, Parsha Shlach Tov Shin Pevo. This week I want to share with you an idea I heard from my father. It's written in the Sefer, What's Bothering Rashi, and it's one of the Divrei Torah that he liked, I think, the most, and I believe also that it is true in understanding what Rashi says. So a big part of the Parsha talks about the Meraglim sending the spies to spy the land of Israel. And when they're sent, Moshe Rabbeinu gives them a list of things to look out for. Check and see if the people there are strong or are they weak. Are they few or are they many? Is it a good land or a bad land? And the cities, what type of cities are they? Are they sitting in open cities or in fortified cities? And Rashi says on Pasuk Yudchet, are they strong or are they weak? Says Rashi, famous Rashi, that Moshe Rabbeinu gave them a sign, Siman Masar Lahem. He gave them a sign. How do we know if they're strong or weak? If they're sitting in open cities, that means they're strong. They rely on their strength. But if they're sitting in fortified cities, that means they're weak. That's what Rashi says. So what's bothering Rashi? Why does Rashi have to say that, bring this medrash that he gave them a sign? So the Mizrahi says, simple, he says, De'im lo ken, minayadim chazaku im rafeh. How do you know if a person is strong or weak? He must have given them a sign to see and check and know if they're strong or weak, and this is the sign he gave them. Ve'od, says the Mizrahi, there is a letter, an extra letter in the question. It says, when he talks about the fortified cities, habemachanim im b'mivtzarim. Why is there a bet? Habe machanim. It should have said hamachanim. Are the cities open? Hamivtzarim, or are the cities fortified? Habe machanim seems to mean what are the people in the cities? Habe machanim. Are they in open cities? Are they in fortified cities? Which means we're talking about the people in the cities. What type of people are they? Says Rashi, are they strong or are they weak? If they're open cities, that means they're strong. If they're fortified cities, that means they're weak. But if that's true, then we learned already to focus on Rashi's Dibur HaMaschil and where he makes his comment on. He should have made his comment there, in the next pasuk, Pasuk Yutet, Habe machanim im ifzarim, if that is where he saw this sign that Moshe Rabbeinu is giving them. But yet his Dibur HaMaschil is on the pasuk before, Hechazaku harafeh. The Mizrahi also asks another question. When the spies came back, we see the sign isn't true, because they say they're also sitting in fortified cities, and they're also strong people, right? It says, V'sham ra'inu et hanefilim bnei anak, and it says in the pasuk before Chavchet, Efes ki az ha'am ha'yoshev ba'aretz, they're strong, v'he'arim betzurot. So it wasn't a good sign. It wasn't a true sign. Moshe Rabbeinu told them if they're in fortified cities, they're weak. They came back and said they're also strong people, and they're also sitting in fortified cities. So there are different answers brought down in Rashi's Mefarshim. The simple answer is that this was the sign Moshe Rabbeinu gave them. But when they went to Eretz Yisrael, they saw it wasn't true. They saw giants there. They saw there were strong people there, and they also saw the fortified cities. But at the time they were sent, Moshe Rabbeinu told them to check out and see if they're strong or weak. Check their cities and see if they're sitting in fortified cities or in weak cities. But what was bothering Rashi? So my father, Alav Shalom, said one of two things. First of all, there are many questions, as we said, Moshe Rabbeinu asks them. And if you check those questions, the good thing is always mentioned first, which means Hame'atu imrav. What is better if there are few people there? Hatovahi imra'a. If it's good, that's mentioned first. The good thing is always mentioned first. In this question, Hechazaku harafeh, so Hechazak should be the good thing. But it seems the opposite. So says Rashi, no. Hechazaku means if they're sitting in open cities, that means they're strong. If they're sitting in fortified cities, Hechazak, that means they're weak. So here also the first thing now would be the better thing. Hechazak, if they look strong, they're really weak. That was one way of understanding, and that's why Rashi says it on these words, Hechazaku arafeh. But then my father, Alav Shalom, said a beautiful thing. He said, if you look again at all the questions, they're always asked with the word im. Hatovahi im ra'a. Is it good? Or the word im, it means or bad. Hame'atu im rav. Are there few or are there many? Habemachanim im b'mivtzarim. Hashemina im raza. Only one question is written without the word im. Hechazaku, it doesn't say Hechazaku im rafeh. It says Hechazaku harafeh, which is also a way of asking the question. The harafeh, the hey, is a question hey. Hechazaku, are they strong? Harafeh, or are they weak? But because the word im is missing, you could read this sentence not as a question, but as a statement. Hechazak hu harafeh, the strong one, or the one who seems strong in your eyes, hu harafeh, is really the weak one. And that is what Rashi is explaining. His dibur matchil is hechazaku harafeh. Why doesn't it say the word im? Hechazaku im rafeh. Says Rashi, from here we see that Moshe Rabbeinu gave them a sign. Hechazak, the one who seems strong, because he's sitting in fortified cities, hu harafeh, is really the weak one. From this subtle difference, from the reason the word im is not written in this specific question, Rashi brought this medrash to say that from here we see that Moshe Rabbeinu gave them a sign. And the sign is that sometimes when they look strong to you, that is a sign that they are really weak. What does that mean? If they're sitting in strong cities, in fortified cities, that means they don't trust their strength and they are weak people. Have a wonderful Shabbos.